Jordan Mitchell had been the office manager at Elite Solutions, one of the most esteemed consulting firms in downtown Chicago, for almost 10 years. He had earned a reputation for his ability to keep everything running smoothly. No task was left unfinished, and all employees were expected to follow the company's rigid rules and regulations. But behind his polished, professional image, Jordan had a glaring flaw. He tended to judge others far too quickly, based on first impressions alone. He cherished rules and procedures, but he often overlooked the importance of understanding people for who they really were beyond those initial judgments. On one Monday morning, Elite Solutions welcomed a new hire, Alicia Carter, a young Black woman with a stellar background. Alicia was an experienced consultant, having worked with some of the top firms around the nation. She was eager to begin her new role and make a real impact. However, she had no idea that her first day at the office would be far from what she expected. Alicia arrived at the office 10 minutes early, dressed sharply in a navy blue pantsuit, her leather briefcase in hand. She exuded confidence, standing tall with her back straight and her eyes shining with quiet determination. Yet, the moment Jordan saw her, he made a snap judgment. "You're late," Jordan stated, his arms crossed as he approached her. His tone was stern, even accusatory. Alicia paused for a moment, taken aback by the comment. She glanced at the clock and then back at Jordan, a polite smile crossing her face. "Actually, sir, I'm early. My start time is 9 a.m., and it's only 8:50. Jordan waved her off dismissively. "Being on time doesn't mean you're ready to work. Around here, we expect effort from day one," he said coldly, turning his back to her as he walked away. Without another word, he motioned for her to follow him down the hallway. Still confused but not wanting to cause a scene, Alicia followed him to a small cubicle, tucked away near the break room. It was far from the main workstations where the consultants and analysts were stationed. Jordan placed a pile of paperwork on her desk, contracts, expense reports, and other documents, giving her a direct order. "Start with this," he said, his voice as impersonal as the stack of papers he had just handed her. Alicia glanced at the documents, then back at Jordan. She knew this kind of work, administrative, menial, was typically assigned to an assistant, not a consultant with her level of experience. Still, she didn't voice her concerns. She understood that first impressions were critical, and she was determined to prove herself. So, with a composed demeanor, she looked up and politely asked, "Excuse me, Mr. Mitchell, I was hired for a consulting role. Is there something more aligned with my expertise that I could begin working on?" Jordan simply smirked, barely meeting her gaze. "You're new here. Prove you can follow basic instructions before you start asking for more complex tasks." Alicia nodded, accepting the challenge, even though she could feel the sting of his judgment. She knew she was being judged based on her appearance, assumed to be just another entry-level hire. The day dragged on, and Jordan's treatment of Alicia only worsened. Every time she tried to engage with her colleagues, ask questions, or offer suggestions, Jordan would interrupt her with curt, one-word answers. He assigned her menial tasks, running errands, organizing files, and printing out documents, tasks that were clearly beneath her skill set and qualifications. It seemed like Jordan was intent on making sure Alicia knew that she wasn't worthy of more significant work. He was determined to show her that her position at the company was temporary, at best. Alicia had faced this kind of prejudice before. It wasn't new to her, but she was determined not to let it define her. Despite the dismissive treatment she was receiving, she continued working diligently, keeping her focus on the bigger picture. By 3 p.m., Jordan had made up his mind. He was ready to fire her. He called Alicia into his office, prepared to let her go without a second thought. "Look, Alicia," he began, barely glancing up from his computer, "this just isn't working out. You're not fitting into the company culture, and frankly, I don't see you lasting here. I'm letting you go." Alicia didn't flinch. She sat in the chair across from him, her hands resting calmly in her lap. There was no panic, no frustration in her posture. After a few seconds of silence, she spoke. Alicia's voice was steady, yet unwavering. "Are you sure about that, Mr. Mitchells?" Jordan looked up, perplexed by her calm demeanor. "Of course I'm sure. You're just not cut out for this job. You've shown nothing but incompetence. Alicia's lips curled into a small, knowing smile. Without a word, she opened her briefcase and pulled out a folder. She slid it across the desk toward him. Jordan eyed the folder, confused. He opened it, his fingers trembling as he read the document inside. His eyes widened in shock. The title of the document read, Alicia Carter, CEO and founder of Elite Solutions. His face drained of color as the realization began to set in. You're the owners? Alicia stood up slowly, her posture poised and unwavering. She met his gaze, her expression calm but resolute. Yes, Mr. Mitchell. I'm the owner of this company, and I've just witnessed firsthand how you treat new employees, particularly women and people of color. This is not the culture I want at Elite Solutions. Jordan stammered, searching for words, but nothing came. His face flushed red with embarrassment as he finally understood the magnitude of his mistake. Alicia continued, her voice still firm, though measured. You judged me based on my appearance without even taking the time to understand who I truly am or what I bring to the table. And now, I have to make a decision about your future here. With those words, Alicia turned on her heel and walked out of the office, leaving Jordan alone in his stunned silence. The following morning, an all-staff email went out. It announced that Jordan Mitchell was no longer with Elite Solutions, his position having been filled by someone who truly understood the values of inclusivity, respect, and fairness, values that Alicia had always held dear. Alicia Carter continued to lead the firm with renewed passion and commitment, ensuring that the culture she fostered at Elite Solutions was one where every employee, regardless of their background or appearance, had the opportunity to succeed. From that moment on, the firm became a place where skills were valued above looks, and no one was ever judged unfairly again.